You are listening to the On Purpose Podcast, your guide to living a more purposeful life. Welcome, everybody, to this week's show. I'm excited to have you here, and as always, I'm very humbled to serve you and to share this moment with you each and every week. Man, what an honor, and something that far exceeded my expectations when I first started dabbling in this. So I'm honored, humbled, and appreciate all of you. So I want to get into it this week, and as always, please first let me throw out a shout out to my Patreons and those that are financially contributing to this podcast to continue to help make us grow and fulfill our goal of being one of the most impactful podcasts in the world. If you're interested in that, please join us at patreon.com/The On Purpose Podcast. All right, this week, team, I want to get into something that probably sounds like the opposite of what you think you'd hear me say. And, for a while in my life, I struggled with this concept because I didn't quite understand the importance of opposites, right? So this episode, I want to call this Don't Quit Losing. And I love winning as much as anybody. I'm as competitive as almost anybody I know. Almost too competitive at times, people would tell me. But I love to win, man. If I'm going to do things, I want to win. I want to be the best at it. I want to know that my time was well spent and that my talents are being used. And let's just face it, winning feels good, right? It feels great to win at something. It feels way better to win than losing. Very seldom do you cry when you win unless you're at the pinnacle and you're winning a world title or something. Then maybe you cry tears of joy. But many times we cry when we lose, that heartbreak, the unfulfillment, the, oh my gosh, I was so close, it just didn't happen, thinking that crushes our soul for a minute. But yet, it's in our losses, whether, through sports or activities or just in life. It's in our losses that we really develop our character. It's in these losses, the shortcomings, the time we just didn't quite reach our goals, that we usually teach and learn the best life lessons. I like that saying out there that says the darkest part of the night is immediately before the new dawn. Right? But think about this. If in our lives, if we never wake up to see the darkest part of the dawn and we wake up at 8 o'clock every day and the sun's already up, it's easy to think that that's how every day starts, that there is no dark part of the morning, that the sun's just always in the sky, it's always sunny, it's always there. Right? We can get that way in our lives too. If I pretend everything is okay, well, I don't have to deal with the part of me that's not good, that's not fine, that needs something. If I only do things that I'm good at, well, I don't have to find out what I'm not good at. I don't have to suffer through a learning process of not being good and continuing to show up and practicing. If I play my life safe and I don't take chances on my dreams, I just keep them tucked away and don't share them with anybody, I don't have to worry about what anybody else is going to say if I fail. If I come up short. If I do what I've always been doing, what everybody expects from me, well, I don't have to raise expectations. I don't have to deal with people questioning why I might want more, why I might want to do something different. But the reality is life is short. And it's not about winning or losing. Life is about experiences, lessons learned, happiness, sadness, joy, sorrow, the yins and the yangs of the universe. And think about it, if they weren't both equally important for our development as humans, why would we have yin and yangs? Why would every positive have a negative? Why would the same magnets repel each other but opposites attract? It's in these opposites that we really find ourselves and that we grow. Each emotion, feeling, and result we desire has an equal and powerful darker side, if you will, that's many times more valuable for us than what we seek. It's in our losing, stumbles, scrapes, and bruises that come our best stories, that come the stories that you share with your kids and your grandkids that you share around the campfire. You see, nobody is undefeated in life. And most people don't root for the team that's trying to go undefeated in their season, if we want to use a sport analogy. The last team I remember was the Patriots, a few years back, and they were 16-0, and they went to the Super Bowl. And damn near everybody rooted for the Giants to beat them, even though they didn't like the Giants. Why? Because the undefeated people aren't real. It's not who we identify with. We identify with the underdog, the Rudies, the people that were counted out but continue to show up and rise up. Right? And that's how our lives can be. We don't have to be perfect. We don't have to be undefeated. We should be chasing experiences, lessons learned, and with that means failing, and failing gracefully and failing frequently. If there's something I could have do different in my life, if I could go back, there's not much I would say about that, but this I would say I would fail faster. I would do the things that scared me, do the things that I thought about and I put off because of all the other worries, and I would do them and fail at them quicker, because when I fail, I learn. And then I can adjust and I can try again, and I can fail differently and I can try again. I'll fail another way and I'll try again. You see, the very people we look up to in this world usually are full of failures. Right now, I think one of the greatest gifts we can give those people that are looking to us as leaders, parents, coaches, bosses, whatever role you play in your world where you get other people, you have their time, you have their attention. I think it's important that we share our down days, our down times, what it was that put us there, why we felt the way we felt, and how we ultimately persevered. Because it's in those stories, it's in that struggle, it's in that underdog moment where you doubted yourself, you thought of quitting, you wondered if you could continue, if you could move forward, but you did. And now here you are, days, weeks, months, years, decades later after that moment, and you're reminded that it was a critical learning point in your story, that it became a critical chapter in what you learned and who you became. We're not going to have our best lives if all we're trying to do is be perfect, to have a perfect bubble of sunny days, rainbows, and that undefeated life where we never struggle, we never stumble, we never come up short because we fail to dream, or we fail to even try to pursue our dreams. So let's not live our lives looking to protect our perfect record, because I'd argue who even has one, or that perfect image. Let's challenge ourselves to do those things that we deeply desire. Let's throw a little bit of caution to the wind as we try to live our lives to the fullest. And we embrace those bumps, bruises, and scars that come with a lifetime of experiences beyond wins and losses. Let's ask ourselves, are we playing life short? Are we playing life too safe? Because if we are, now's a good time to challenge ourselves and ask ourselves, what is that thing I've always wanted to do but I've been putting off? Let's try it. And if we stumble, we come up short, we nick ourselves, we'll have a great story to tell down the road. I appreciate y'all joining me again this week. Please do me a favor. like, subscribe, share our podcast. Help us continue to grow around the world. And if you're interested in our membership options, visit us at patreon.com/The On Purpose Podcast. I swear one of these days we'll reach that number where I don't have to say that anymore. But until then, you're going to keep hearing it. So I appreciate y'all. It's been awesome serving you this week. Take care. Have an awesome week. And we'll talk next week.
And remember, team, life is far too short to live any other way than on purpose. We will see you all again next week.